Okay, so here is translation. It shows you already initiation has taken place, and this is elongation at this point. So, in order for initiation to happen, remember mRNA came in. So, mRNA came in from the nucleus, it was already processed. So, what happened is the small ribosomal subunit, which is this right here, binds. And then the first start codon is AUG on the mRNA. And then so UAC with the tRNA that has methionine comes in there. Once that sits in there, then elongation can begin. Every time a peptide bond forms, there's an empty tRNA that needs to get out of the ribosome and go back and become a functional one again with an amino acid. So in order for that tRNA to get back to having the correct amino acid, there's an enzyme called the amino acyl tRNA synthetase. And the job of that is simply just to take this tRNA, find whatever the triplet codon is, find the amino acid that has the complementary to that, and go ahead and attach to it. There are two ribosomes, the small ribosomal subunit and the large. The large ribosomal subunit has three sites. The E site is the exit site, that's where the empty one sits. P site is the peptidyl tRNA binding site, so that's just the binding part. A site is amino acyl, so that's where it comes in, then it attaches, and then it exits. So, the new amino acid with the triplet code right here comes in always to the A site. The bond breaks from here and attaches to the growing amino acid, and now you have a growing polypeptide. Just means a long chain of amino acids. So once it's emptied out, it broke and then it attached here, then it is no longer functional as it is. So it's going to go back into the cytoplasm where there's the enzyme, the amino acyl tRNA synthetase, which will go ahead and bind the new amino acid to it and remake it so that it can be reused and recycled. So, three steps, just like transcription. You have initiation, which is the small ribosomal subunit to mRNA and the AUG. The elongation, that's where tRNA start coming in, peptide bond forms, and translocation is just simply movement of the molecules into the new P site from the A site. And then the stop is there are three codons. When it reaches any of these three codons, then there are release factors that come in and make the whole thing fall apart. So looking at the overview, it looks like this. Transcription takes place in the nucleus. mRNA gets processed in the nucleus, it comes out into the cytoplasm. Once it comes out into the cytoplasm, you have the small ribosomal subunit attaching to the mRNA. So this is your mRNA. It's 5 to 3. Remember, it's always read 5' to 3'. It starts with the AUG, and then the large ribosomal subunit comes in and sits. The new one comes into the A site. So this is the A site. And then a peptide bond forms. Once the peptide bond forms, then the empty one moves into the E site. So E site is the exit site. P site is where the growing chain is. And then A site is always the new one. So 3 codes at a time are read. Once it's done and finished and it falls apart, now you have this amino acid chain of them. It's a polypeptide. So this is your primary structure. Then it folds, remember from last semester, it becomes secondary, folds further, becomes tertiary, and then you put the subunits together to get to quaternary. So different polypeptides have different jobs. So Remember, amino acids have triplet codons, and the way that's read is off a chart, so you'll be given this codon chart. You looked at the first letter, that's U. When you go to the second letter, you go to up here. Let's say you want U, U, and U. So U, U, and U would be phenylalanine. That's how you know that is. You don't have to memorize any of these. You don't have to memorize any codons except AUG being the start. What you do need to know is how to read the chart. So right here, start is always methionine. And then there are 3 stops, as you can see, UAA, UGA, and UAG. So 3 stops. Anytime it gets to those stop codons, the translation stops. That means the protein is done. So a question like this can be given. You have a DNA template. You go ahead and make the complementary from the template. And then you can read each 3 letters at a time and find what amino acid that corresponds to. And that is all on this table. So the table will be given. And this, as you can see, is just a summary of that. So if you have any questions, you can send me an email or you can come see me during bonus.